Hi guys, sorry about that. So I'm just gonna call this part 2 of my topical discussion, which is on trust. Okay, so I'm just gonna finish off. It's not a long list of things to talk on because I covered majority before in my previous video. So I'm just gonna say this is part 2 of my topical discussion on trust. So we were on the topic of how fear can implied or how fear can affect your relationship within you trusting your partner. Okay, so fear is also one of the factors, guys, and how low trust can cause feeling of fear and anxiety. You might be afraid of what your partner will do next, or you might worry that he or she won't be there when you need them. Okay? Loneliness is also a factor that deals with trust within the relationship, and how does it affect? When you can't trust the closest person in your life, you are bound to experience feelings of loneliness and isolation. Okay? Building trust in a relationship, there are a number of things that you can do to help promote trust in your relationship. Improve on mistakes is one of them. This is an important step to build trust, is to be honest and forthcoming when you violate expectations or you hurt your partner, whether he or she, you understand, or one another. Yes, everyone makes mistake on a day-to-day basis, but it doesn't mean because you make mistakes you cannot right your mistakes. And when I say right your mistake, that means you analyze, you assess, you weigh the pros and cons, turn it around, turn the negative around, and turn it into positive. Think about how well you can be able to change the way on how and in which you had made that mistake. Okay? Everyone make mistake. What is important is that you can learn and grow closer to each other after you repair whatever was damaged as a result of that mistake. Okay? The best way to do this is to own them completely and to show how you would do better in the future, because some people don't sit well or they don't do well when they do wrongs or when they make mistakes. Instead of correcting to them, you cannot get anywhere. You understand? You get nowhere. And that's how things starts to break down, because we don't own our wrongs. We don't own it in order for us to rewrite it, to repair it, to make it positive. Okay? Communication. Communication, it is a big factor. Another step is to build trust, is to engage in open communication. No secrecy. When it comes to your relationship, no secrecy. Once you start having secrets or secrecy within the relationship, things starts to break down, things starts to deteriorate, because that's where lies, that's where deceit, that's where deception falls. And once that starts to play, guys, it makes no sense, believe you me. Secret tends to endure trust, and it does. So when your partner is able to be transparent, and allow space to explore topics that might trigger your mistrust, you can begin to feel more to ease the being to let your guards down. So if you go to you when there's secrecy in the relationship, and if you find something out and you want to talk about it, and your partner starts to become what's the word I'm looking for? Defensive. Don't want to talk about it, start to become boisterous. Boisterous means raising their voice and behaving, not reasonable. Then you start to have doubt, and that's where mistrust and misloyalty and everything starts to break down within your relationship, because it begins or based on secrecy from the get-go. That is a factor that can break down your relationship when you start to have secrecy. You understand? You have to be open within your relationship if you want it to work, and you got to work for it. Okay? The more you're able to get on the same page, the closer you and your partner will feel towards each other. Open communication makes it easy for you to discuss concerns, anything that's concerning about your relationship. It makes it easy. It becomes vital. Okay? Without any form of conflict. When you can have communication, open communication, you will feel closer to your partner because you're on the same wavelength. If you're not on the same wavelength, it's not happening, it's not working, it's not worthwhile. Okay? So you got to have trust. If I have to question your loyalty or to question your trust, it makes no sense. If I ask you something and you're stumbling, you're stuttering, and you're looking to build up something fast, which makes no sense to me, then I cannot trust you. If you say you're gonna go to A and you find yourself at Z, how can I trust you? How you reach a Z when you say you go to A? You understand what I say? So guys, let's start working on our work on trust within our relationships, okay? So to build trust within your relationship, here are a few pointers. Be open and willing to work on the relationship or the issue at hand, okay? Create new positive experience together. Talk to one another. Find ways to connect. And when I say find ways to connect, go for vacation, go for holidays, whether out of town, whether in town, go shopping together, go to the movies, go to a restaurant, have that time alone. Those things that brings you closer to each other. Be open, be honest, okay? Say what you mean and mean what you say. Keep and follow through on commitments you make. Be consistent. Listen empathically. Be present with your partner. and ask questions to better understand them and your relationship with them. So communication is important. Compromisation is very important. It's not just about you. The world doesn't revolve around you alone. It's not you alone in the relationship. It's two. So you gotta work together, not against each other, okay? Continually deepen your own self-awareness so that you can share your most honest thoughts, emotions, needs, and requests. Acknowledge and take responsibility for mistakes made, okay? Acknowledge when you're wrong and rewrite your wrong. Apologize, okay? Take responsibility of your actions. And be clear and specific about how things will be approached differently in the future. All right? Patience is also important. It may take time to rebuild trust, but continuing to work together, improving your relationship can help you eventually mend those damage and connect, or those disconnect, the disconnection. Okay? Trust is a very important pillar in your relationship, guys. And without that, it makes no sense. And the lack of it can lead to negativity, conflict, insecurity, depression, and anxiety. If your relationship is lacking trust, it's important to work with your partner to build it so that you can let your partner know how you feel. You guys talk it out amongst each other, right? And so that you can let your guards down and be vulnerable to each other. So thank you guys for tuning in. It was my pleasure, guys, to come on here. I know you haven't seen me for a while, but thanks to God I'm here and I'm grateful. Thanks for another day. And before I go, guys, be blessed, be humble, be positive, be strong, stay focused. Don't study locusts, all right? And remember, in life, we live, we learn. We all make mistakes on a day-to-day basis, but try not to repeat your mistakes, okay? Try to grow and to build from your mistakes. All right? Remember to hit the notification bell. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Remember to tell your friend, tell your auntie, your uncle, your sister, your brother, the puss, the dog, the cat. You understand me? The cow, the calf. Tell them. Share the broadcast, guys. These are important topics that we face on a day-to-day basis. These are things that we deal with within our lives. These are things that we need to talk about, how in which we can able to fix things. All right? So thank you, guys. And remember, in everything that you do, always, guys, put God first. All right? So love you guys. Mwah.